Hello and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor and our Ironman challenge. Now, as you can see here, we're actually at war against the Ravenstern, and I am in no position to do anything about it. As you can see, I have attempted to offer them peace, and apparently they want me to speak to King Gregory, and I did actually try and find King Gregory, and I spoke to him very briefly, and he only had 88 units, so I could have very easily destroyed him, but he decided against making peace with me. So I'm not entirely sure why he decided to do that, but we're just going to have to deal with it, and I'm going to now make things worse by attacking every single one of their vassals. How does this make it worse? Well, it reduces their relation even further. But anyway, what I'm going to try and do here is murder every single vassal that is attempting to do something to our territory, because this guy is actually in our territory right now, trying to raid the village of Quinn. And I don't really appreciate that. So I'm deciding to eliminate them as best we can. And bear in mind, I actually do have Sir Timothy's Knights with us. Knights of the Unicorn. I decided to bring him off patrol duty and put him back on following me, because I think in this episode we're going to try and expand our territory a little bit. We're going to try and do a little bit of damage. Ooh, okay, that was a bit that was a bit worrisome. Let's be a bit careful. And otherwise, I think we're probably going to try and take one of Sarlian's fiefs. I have no idea what it's going to be. I really don't. But we will try our best. I'm going to tell everyone to charge in now, apart from the archers. And we'll see what we can do. I am somewhat low in HP. Well, not low in HP, but in Pendor, being at this level is basically akin to being at 1 HP, because you can just die instantly from some headshot or another. So, yeah, we got to be a bit cautious about this. I could take a body shot, probably. I probably could take a body shot, but that would basically be it. Oh, yeah. These guys, they've got some ranged units, haven't they? They've got some ranged units on horses. Not a big fan of these. That's for sure. I could theoretically shoot them, but I don't know whether that's easier or worse. I mean, we've got a whole bunch of Knights of the Unicorn here, and you know what's really, really cool about being able to hire mercenary companies is that basically what I can do is that if any mercenary company gets significantly weakened while in my service, I can literally just go to them, okay, I no longer need your service, go and take a rest. And then they're going to go and take a rest, and then I can hire someone else in the meantime, and then I can hire those people again in the future. Now, bear in mind that I don't have that much money. Yeah, I don't have that much money. Now, the one thing that would really help us out quite a bit in terms of making money, you know what that is? Using my own custom Knighthood Order units, because they actually do have the Doom Mace. I mean, obviously the sergeants don't have the Doom Mace equipped yet because they don't have the required amount of strength. But once that is actually a thing, and once the sergeants and the knights both have the Doom Mace equipped, I can take them as kind of like a small prisoner-taking band. I'm not going to be able to take enough to be able to basically defeat any big army in the game, but I will be able to take enough so that I can go to, go over to Vanskry territory or something like that and just take a whole bunch of Vanskrys prisoner, and I probably won't end up losing that many units, if any at all, against those kinds of enemies. Anyway, there's 12 and out, 18 morale, not too bad, and we lost basically nothing to worry about. Oh, we do get an opportunity to take him prisoner. He is a good, oh yes, he is a good-natured vassal. This is the kind of vassal we would like to defect and come over to us. I'm hopeful that we will be able to make this work. Maybe. But yeah, I'm going to let him go. We'll gain some very much needed honor as well. And I will be looting things. Yes, I will actually be looting things for once, because I haven't been looting things in a while, because as I say, I haven't really needed cash. But now we need cash. Now we need cash. So it's definitely about time that we do something about that. Anyway, we have about 8 days until the Noldor tournament, and I'm hopeful that there will be a ransom broker in here. I haven't really checked, because Laria, amazingly enough, was actually under siege. Yeah, it was actually under siege by a bunch of Salian vassals, but they decided against it in the end, and they have obviously left the area. Not entirely sure where they went, but they have. Otherwise, there is a Qualis gem here. It is more than likely I will be using this on an elixir for my companions, but I need to wait for Sir Alistair to return to make that worth it. So that's what I'm going to do. The various loot is not actually that good for me at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure what to do with it, to be honest, because if I were to take it to the tavern keeper and say, hey, you know, can you give me a baggage train? They're not going to do that unless I have 0 baggage trains in my inventory, and I currently have 1. So there's that. Ugh, it's kind of annoying. Anyway, I'm actually wondering what I can do with Sir Timothy here, because I'm wondering, can he go to Laria? I'm wondering if he can put his prisoners in the garrison there. Oh, he did. Oh, that is crazy. That is really, really good. Okay, fantastic. Mercenary company paying for itself right here. Okay, I have a new task for you. Patrol around. Actually, you know what? Just follow me. Just follow me. This is great. This is really, really good. So now he had, look at this. Laria now has 152 in the garrison there. And that means I'll be able to take these guys out. Boom. We've now got 80 prisoners, and I will be able to sell those for a very tidy sum indeed. So let's actually go over to Ethos right now, and then we'll probably make a swing around, and we'll probably try and take Harengoth Castle or something like that. We'll see how that goes. There's also Sir Roland, or well, technically Archon Roland, and he's got 183 now. Yeah, pretty sizable amount, and we might actually want to call for a campaign in our efforts to try and take that. Anyway, there we go. We can sell. Look at that. 14,000 dinars right there. Really, really nice. And we can also ask for some rumors, I suppose. And let's actually see where Phineas is. He's currently at Avendor. Well, that's not very useful, is it? No, not useful at all. So we're going to have to do something about that. We're losing 11,000 per week, which is actually okay, because as I said, we have just gained a huge amount from loot from fighting the unique spawn that we were able to capture in the previous episode, and we also were just gaining 14,000 from prisoners, so we now have 64,000 once again. Yes, and do bear in mind that I also have to upgrade units, and that does take a bit of a toll on the amount of money that we have in our inventory. So let's make our way. Hello, Mr. Roland. What are you doing here? It seems like he knows. He knows that I was going to try and take Harengoth Castle. Oh, hello, King Ulric. You're traveling to Harengoth Castle. Well, that's kind of amusing. We were traveling there ourselves. I'm actually going to kill this guy. Let's do it. All right, let's see what we can do here. Technically, I can make peace with them. I do not see it as being in my current interest to make peace. I'm very surprised at that, actually. I am really, really surprised because they're not doing very well. Let's just say that. We have 444 against the enemy's 339, a renown value of 38 for this battle. Going to be quite interested to see if we will be able to achieve victory here. I'm pretty sure we will be able to because the Knights of the Unicorn are quite good. I haven't actually checked their stats or anything like that, but from what I can remember, I think they're really good. So, I mean, personally, I don't think it really matters whether their stats are all that good because they mostly have lances. And as we have shown in the past, basically any unit that has a decent amount of polearm skill, a decent amount of power strike, and a decent lance is going to be able to kill something. And it doesn't really matter how good or how bad their overall stats actually are. So anyway, let's see what we can do here. My cavalry is kind of not doing that well here. Let's just tell them to move down a little bit more. There we go. That's actually not my cavalry. That's actually his cavalry, kind of making things a bit weird for us. But anyway, I'm surprised that they're not actually charging at us right now. Not entirely sure where to fire. It seems like I might be too far out of range, or I'm just having the wrong trajectory. That's probably it. Or I'm just hitting a shield. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like the feedback should tell me whether I've... Ah, there we go. That was the right angle. Hit a horse. But I feel like it should tell me when I've hit a shield, because then you can more adequately know where you actually are shooting, and I think that's much better. Anyway, let's move our forces a little bit ahead here, because we are going to need to get into range. Seems like Salian's not really wanting to take the offensive here, which is to be expected considering we have so many cavalry, and they're probably not going to be able to do that much. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking we might want to charge in ourselves. I'm actually going to do that. Let's charge in. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this vision of cavalry charging straight in to the opponent. I feel like this is really, really cool. And I'm hopeful that they won't have too many halberdiers. Okay, we've got to be careful here. There is a Ranger of the Clarion Call right there, which is actually not too bad. I'm going to tell my archers to actually charge in here until I can more adequately tell them where to stand, which is about here, I think is pretty good. As you can see, I have distracted a couple of units. That's not too bad. We are losing some Knights of the Unicorn, which may very well force me to dismiss them for the moment and hire another mercenary company for the upcoming siege. But I think we should be okay. That was a pretty good initial charge. Pretty happy about that, to be honest. I'm quite happy with it so far, question mark. Am I? I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a look and see how we are doing. Yeah. We're doing very, very well indeed. Pretty happy with that. Got to make sure that I don't get murdered any more than I already have. So let's just see if I can maybe shoot some of these guys. There's some more enemies coming in here. Now, of course, most of their army is going to be made up of halberdiers, I assume. Halberdiers, some cavalry, and some longbowmen. And the longbowmen, they're not really known for being amazing units, so I don't think I really need to worry too much about them taking us down. Because as you can see, if I can just run in between them right here, we will have a pretty... Whoa, that guy has a massive lance. Is that King Ulric himself? I think he might be overcompensating. He might be. Anyway, let's see if we can take these guys down. Hopefully, yes, that was King Ulric, I believe. Okay, we are actually in their spawn zone, so I think what I'm going to do is actually just move my people all the way back here. Let's get the archers to advance a little bit. Are those my archers right there? I think those are my archers. That's a bit too far back, in my opinion. But we have advanced quite a bit in our efforts to completely destroy the enemy. Yeah, there they go. Okay, so the enemy is still now charging in against us, which is absolutely fine. They have some pretty low-tier infantry now, as far as I can see, so that's really not a big deal. They've got some good cavalry right there. Take out his horse at least. Or maybe not his horse, I don't know. I hit something at the very least, so... But I think we got this. I think we have it. Yep, as you can see, 4 enemies remaining. That is great. Okay, so phew, wow, King Ulric actually survived up until the last couple of units. Very impressive, I've got to say. But yeah, look at that. We didn't even end up losing that many units. And in total, we lost just over 30, which is really not even that big a deal. That is really good for 38 renown right there. We did lose some maiden adventurers, which are quite painful to level up, but otherwise didn't lose that much. And obviously Sir Timothy is going to be losing a couple of his Knights of the Unicorn because that's what he generally has. And otherwise we were able to eliminate 339. King Ulric actually eliminated 6 enemies in that fight, which is quite impressive for an enemy AI, unless you're like Igrim the Devourer or something, because he's pretty cool. Anyway, this guy has an upstanding personality, and that means, well, we're going to be letting everyone go basically because the honor is very, very necessary, and it's going to be pretty good. I could have taken... Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have taken King Ulric prisoner. I could have taken... Yeah, okay. So that might have been a small error on my part, because basically what you can do is, if you don't know, every single enemy leader... So, for example, Conager Valdis, the Khan fellow from the Deshar, Marius Imperator, those guys... They all can be taken prisoner, and if they own a small amount of territory, I don't know whether Sarlian actually has the eligibility requirements for it, because I'm pretty sure their territory is quite large still. They still have Rain, Avendor, Marlians, and Sarlian itself. So I don't think he would be eligible to give me his unique item. But basically, if you can take these guys prisoner, and they have a small enough territory under their control, you're going to be able to do a similar thing that you can do with the Qualis gems and the unique spawns. But in this case, you can basically take their most precious possession, whatever it may be, which is, in most cases, a unique weapon or something along those lines. And that's a pretty cool thing, in my opinion. I think that's really cool, but I don't think I would have been able to do it in this case because he still has a pretty significant amount of territory, and I don't think we would be able to force him to give it to us. So it would have just been, it probably would have just been a waste of honor, in my opinion. So we'll see how that goes anyway as we go forward. Whoa, there's a lot of people right here. Hello, Lord Eric. Hello. Let's get him. Let's get him. I'm moving at 3.1. I am a little bit faster than he is. Do you think I can catch him? Yes, I can catch him. And look at that. We're gaining more relation with him by the day. He is a martial personality, which is absolutely fine. Don't think it's too bad. Could make peace? No, definitely not going to make peace. Okay, yeah. These guys have consistently been asking me as well for my medic companion, and I'm not going to be giving them Anson, of course. That's just a little bit too... Well, it's kind of bad to do that for me. So I'm just going to continue speaking to this guy just to stop him from running away, because I would like to get Timothy in the battle here if at all possible, but he is just too far away, unfortunately. So going to need to continue speaking to him to slow him down. I think I could probably deal with him myself. Should I just do that? Yeah. We're just going to deal with him ourselves. I didn't really want to do that because I wanted to try and utilize our mercenary company as best as we could, because if we try to utilize him and make it so that his units are taking the brunt of the damage, then our units are not going to take that much damage. And as I've said, the mercenary companies can very easily be dismissed, and then you can gain them back at a later time. So they are more of a resource that you can use to advance your position in the game, and then you can get them back at a later point when they've been restored, and so on and so forth. So they're not exceptional. Well, you don't need to leave them with you. You can use them however you wish. That's kind of how it is, and you just have to be as efficient as possible with their use. Seems like the enemy is actually just charging straight at us, which is kind of weird. So I'm just going to tell my archers to hold position, tell everyone else to charge. Unfortunately, they do have a lot of halberdiers, so this might be a bit worrying, but I think we'll be okay, because let's face it, we've got overwhelming numbers, but I would have felt a lot better if I had Timothy with us, but I think we'll be okay. We're losing quite a few people. I'm actually kind of surprised. I would have expected us to be able to deal with this, but I think I shouldn't be so surprised about this because we didn't get a full charge. If we'd gotten a full charge where all of our lance-wielding units had actually gotten a couch off, then it would have been much more damaging to the opponent in every single way. So I'm talking about morale damage, health damage, and, well, every other kind of damage under the sun that you could want. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do that because they just charged at us instead very, very quickly. Okay, well, there's 12 renown. We did lose 11. We lost more maiden cavalry. That always seems to happen. This guy is marshal, so we'll just let him go. Maybe he will defect to us at some point in the future, and there's a nice little gold bar for us. And otherwise, we can take some more prisoners. Alright, so let's have a look at Marlians here. Okay, so Marlians has 21 armored longbowmen, 15 halberdiers, nothing really to write home about there. And they also have 130 longbowmen. That's really not that good. So personally, I feel like we would be able to take this very easily, but I am going to need to make my way back to Laria to try and get some more people from the garrison, maybe to let Sir Timothy recuperate a little bit, because he only has 126 right now out of his 163 total. Alright, so let's make our way down. Oh, hello. Okay, yeah, these guys, okay, they're gonna besiege Laria, aren't they? Yes, they are. Alright, this is gonna be kind of interesting. I will tell Sir Timothy to go into the garrison here. Go to Laria, please. There we are. Alright, let's hope there's a ransom broker. Cross your fingers. Yes, there is. Woohoo, this is nice. This is great. This is actually the best thing that could have happened. Let's just take all these. We'll take them to Sift, and then she will just buy all of them. Yes, give me another 7,000. Thank you very much. And then I can take more. Boom. And this is exactly the reason why having a ransom broker in your town where you've garrisoned all your prisoners is the utter best. Because you can literally just look at that. I just gained so much cash in, well, under 30 seconds, basically. So really, really good. Otherwise, let's just continue to sell things. I should probably sell this. Don't need it anymore. I don't need that anymore either. I can't really do that because otherwise we're going to go over the amount of cash that the merchant actually has, which is not good. So let's just sell that. And maybe Phineas has moved on. Oh yes, Great Leaders of Pendor. We're still reading that as far as I'm aware. I think we are reading it. Let me actually just take a quick look at that. No, I don't want to do that. Thank you very much. I want to read a book. I don't think I am actually reading it. Oh, that's kind of bad. That is kind of bad. Okay, well, with that, I'm actually going to end this episode off here. We're going to be fighting the Ravenstone in the next episode, by the looks of things, in a siege defense of Laria itself. Oh, it's going to be a bit dicey. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.